Hello, hello, my name is Petra and this is the Nevelle Show. So this is the end of the week, so we wanted to do something fun today again, a little bit like the odd post on Tuesdays. So I thought, well, what are we going to talk about today? And turns out my little shopping spree just now got a little bit thwarted because the shop was closed on a Friday. Apparently today is a holiday. Well, there seem to be a lot of holidays here. It is also very, very difficult to find a shop open, even after COVID, when you would think that people would like to make up a little bit of the profit, right? It's closed before 10, it's closed between 12 and 2:30, it's closed after 5, sometimes it's closed after 3 already, sometimes they don't even open after 12. And it's closed on Saturday afternoons, of course, and Sundays, oh, forget about Sundays, or, holidays or something, you don't get anything there. It's really rather amazing. Apparently, one of I think it was Ray Dalio, or somebody said Ray Dalio said that the Chinese government thinks that Germany is the only communist country right now on earth. I do believe that. I mean, if you take a look at, I don't remember this like this. When I left Germany, people were working hard and people were considered mündige Bürger, which means, adult citizen, basically. But if I take a look at the working hard right now, you get into real trouble if you try to work hard and do your job really well, because then, that's a problem for other people. And as to the mündige Bürger, to the, adult citizen, it's not really that you're being treated like an adult citizen by the state anymore. It's more like a delinquent teenager that you're kind of regarded, which, kind of brings the wrong thing out on you, because then you kind of want to treat them like a delinquent teenager would, which is, and we have all seen how that works out in communism, but, well, let's see how this works out here. People seem to enjoy it, so it's just a little bit, you have to be a little bit careful when you work here that you don't get too much influenced by it if you still want to work somewhere else as well. If this is, your later years, you're 80 years old or something, and you want to take it a little bit easy, it's a nice place to be. It's very beautiful landscape. It's a really nice lake around. There is a lot of beautiful things here, a lot of things you can take a look at. It's a touristy place. But that is what I found. It's sometimes very hard to work in a touristy place because you don't really feel like working. Nobody else does either, right? So you have to be careful how much you let yourself be influenced by that and be connected to other places where this is different, where people do still have the same kind of work ethic that you expect of yourself, because otherwise you let yourself be influenced by that. But anyway, so you don't have to. So if you stay connected to other people, if you stay connected to people who have a different kind of work ethic, I'm sure people around here as well. I just don't see them anywhere. But I'm sure they are there as well. And otherwise, there's a lot of really nice things here too. So that was kind of the word for the end of the week. And yesterday, what I also wanted to say, yesterday, I actually, when I signed off, I said, live strong and prosper, right? That wasn't planned. I thought afterwards, where did that come from? Because I did think I should think of something, how to end these talks, because everybody seems to have something that they usually say, like Master Ko says, live energized, I think. So I thought about something, but I had forgotten about that before, so I hadn't really made something up. And so while I was talking at the end, I thought, what am I going to say? And all of a sudden it came out. And then I thought, where did that come from? So tonight I was, meditating, basically. So I sometimes have that at night. I wake up in the middle of the night, and I'm not really awake. I'm kind of in the dream phase, kind of in between being totally asleep and being awake. This half sleep kind of thing that you have in the morning quite often as well. I sometimes have that. And lately, it happens quite often that I'm totally blissed out in that state. But sometimes also I get very, very interesting ideas. It's a state with no fear. It's a state in total bliss, but it's also a state of creativity, which is, I think, you're supposed to get to in meditation. Only I never get quite that close to that in normal meditation when I'm sitting up, but I do get to it when I'm sleeping or sometimes in the morning before I wake up. So this was the same thing tonight, and there were some very interesting insights there. But one of the insights was also, of course, I know where the first bit comes from. It's a little bit of a nod to my mentor as well. And, when I talk about a mentor, I'm not talking about somebody whose phone number you have, you can call all night or at night or during the day or whatever. It's just a mentor is somebody that you look up to generally or in a certain area and that you learn things from. And as long as you can still learn things from that person, even if they're not around, they can still be a mentor. You can even think about interactions you had with them in the past that may not have gone so well, especially if they are very, very empathic or very, very good at analyzing what you may be thinking. You may just have a flash of a thought and they react to it already before you even had the chance to kind of change your thinking in that moment, right? And that had happened before, so I thought about a few things, and then you can practice how you would, you may not get the chance with that particular person again, but how you would, what the issue was, and how you would address that. So there's some interesting insights last night. But one of the insights was also about this saying goodbye thing, and I think it's actually a really good thing to say, live strong and prosper for us in this community. Why? Because live strong, this is the sign for love, right? So this is what I was told when I was an exchange student in America. So this is I love you. That's American Sign Language, apparently. I don't know, but that is what I was told. At the same time, you say live strong, which means you remind yourself that love is one of the strongest forces on earth, because it is. It is what creates everything. Even if you call it something else, it is essentially love that creates everything. That is why we are still here. If anything else was stronger than love, we wouldn't be here anymore. Right? So this is a beautiful thing to put your emotional state into the right attitude that you want to have. And then the and prosper are they're like this, right? So live strong and prosper. The and prosper comes, of course, it's not Star Trek, right? Because in Star Trek, the Vulcans usually say live long and prosper, not live strong, but live long and prosper. I honestly didn't make this up. This just came out. So they say live long and prosper, and Vulcans are known for their ability to influence their minds and for how bright they are and how peaceful they also are, although they used to be a warlike species, and how they manage to control their emotions and manage to have their mind under such mastery that they came to a very good result in the material world as well. And you need all of that, right? It's wonderful to have these wonderful emotions about animals and you want to help everything, but you don't analyze anything and you don't plan anything and you never get anything done. The same thing if you analyze and plan anything and it is a great plan, but you don't do anything, that doesn't help either. And the Vulcans kind of represent the mindset as well as the actual doing in real life, while the first bit gets you into the right state of emotion. Plus, if you take a look at Star Trek, and that is why I initially loved that series so much, it is actually a series that promotes that all life is worthy and valuable. That you love all life, because they do, right? They love all life in whatever form it comes, including aliens. So you can also love aliens. Well, I'm an alien too if I go to America, but aliens, right? If they ever show up, which is probably a good idea if they are more powerful than us, than if you come in peace first. But there's a really interesting episode. I don't know if how familiar you are with Star Trek. There's this episode with, I don't know in which series it is. I think it's in The Next Generation, where this alien life form, this huge, big alien life form comes up to the Enterprise and attacks it, basically. Or at least they think it attacks it. But instead of shooting it or trying to kill it, they say, okay, we are out here to explore more life. Let's try to understand why this life form is doing this. What did we do to attack it or whatever? And then they realize it's actually, there are other life forms out there, and this is it's a baby. It's a baby that needs energy and that got separated from its mother. So all it's doing to the Enterprise is it's attaching itself to the Enterprise to suckle the energy because it needs energy. So what they do is they understand this. They could have just killed that baby, right? But they understood this and looked for the mother out there, found the mother, flew with the baby to the mother before the baby suckled all the energy out of the ship, and then soured the milk by changing the energy of the Enterprise, and baby and detached again, went to the mother, and baby and mother were all fine. And that's just one of the stories. You know, there are a lot of other stories because they meet so many different types of aliens, and not all of them are friendly, but they always try to find some sort of understanding, no matter whether it's an alien life form that is on the same level, so to speak, or if it's an alien life form like that suckling little baby, which was more like an animal would be for us. So I think that is a really, really good, and also, if you take a look at one of the other series later, there's this whole idea of everything being connected through this mycelium network, right? Which is, incidentally, pretty much the same as in the book The Aeon, which I talked about before, I believe. So it's a really, really good thing, really, really good nod for us in this community to that. So I think I will keep this. So live strong and prosper. And remember, tomorrow is Saturday, so tomorrow is off, and we will see each other on Sunday again. Live long, live strong, and prosper.